4 teams tied at 6 and 5. That takes on a very important factor in this ball game, much more than just revenge.
You mentioned that, too. It's an important game for both teams, 6 and 5 in the league. Both squads are only 2 games out of first place, and right now, this league is anyone's to win.
I think everyone predicted early in the season that the winner of the league would have at least 5 losses, and we're coming down to that right now. The top team in the league has 3 losses already.
One of the X factors for Assumption may be the play of Casey Carney. They are still waiting for him to break out offensively. His offense has been a little off from what they expected. In the last game we did against Stonehill, late in the game we saw the old Casey Carney start to come back.
Casey Carney and Nizwicki are going to have to match 3-pointers with Baker and Van Dam from Bentley, because they're really a fine trifecta shooting team.
Certainly a very explosive offensive team in Bentley. It is the Assumption College Greyhounds and the Falcons from Bentley. We'll be back with the tip-off right after this.
My life has changed forever.
Will I never have to worry?
Will I have the freedom to do, to go, to be whatever I want?
Will I ever be a size 10?
What do we expect from our HMO? The perfect life? All we really want is a promise to let our doctor do her job. And if anyone in our family gets sick, make sure we can go to the best doctors and hospitals. Nobody delivers on that promise like Fallon, with benefits that redefine healthcare. Then there's Fallon's Peace of Mind program. It lets you self-refer to some of the world's most famous hospitals and specialists. No gatekeepers.
Will my smile light the sky?
Will I be around to see my great-grandchildren?
Ask your employer about all the benefits only Fallon offers. Or call Fallon.
Hi, I'm Lionel Lamro. It's hard to believe that we have been in business for a little over 20 years. During those years, Lamro Ford has built a reputation of providing our customers a different car shopping experience. No pressure and no gimmicks. From our showroom to our parts department to our award-winning service department, we believe in complete customer satisfaction. Our only goal is to satisfy the customer. For a totally different car shopping experience, take advantage of our experience. Lamro Ford, Route 9, East Brookfield, where friends send their friends.
Welcome back, everyone. You see Pierre, the new Greyhound, making a rare appearance here for the game, and certainly couldn't have picked a better time to come. This is a very big game, as we mentioned, for both teams. And you look at the starting lineups: Casey Carney, Andy Niedzwiecki, Adam Petkus, Brian Moore, and senior Drew Cooper for the Hounds.
And you mentioned Drew Cooper. That's going to be an interesting matchup both ways. Bentley, in playing 3 guards, has a real problem matching up to play Cooper. But likewise, with Assumption playing 3 forwards, Cooper has trouble matching up with one of the Bentley guards. So that matchup problem might be a factor in the ballgame.
Certainly, definitely could be a factor for Coop on defense, but then he will be looking to use that to his advantage on offense. You look at the starting lineup for Bentley: Jamie Baker, the freshman Pat Durgan, the freshman Kevin Van Dam, Mark August, and Lamar Reddix. And Lamar Reddix is a player who has really improved his game and used to be just a back-to-the-basket kind of guy, but now spots up, and we're going to get the national anthem right now, so we'll take that. Series history, it is the 52nd meeting between the Falcons and the Greyhounds. Assumption leads the all-time series 27-24.
And in the 1970s, 70 through 75, the rivalry between Bentley and Assumption was something very, very special. The quality of play in Division II in New England at that time was probably the best ever in New England Division II basketball.
And the last victory by the Falcons snapped a 4-game Assumption winning streak. And in doing so, Bentley scored their most points in 4 years.
Looking at Serge DeBarry, he was one of the leading players on that Assumption team as they dominated New England basketball in the early 70s.
And made an annual trip to Evansville, Indiana. Adam Petkus will jump it up with Lamar Reddix. A very improved player, Reddix. And he wins. Argus controls. Now we're going to look at Jamie Baker, who is number 13. He is their outside shooting threat, and a steal by Moore.
An interesting matchup. Cooper playing man-to-man on the point guard, Durgan, on Bentley in the early first time down the court.
And that may be because Durgan does not shoot the ball. He is a very effective disher, and Coop hits his first shot of the ball game, three-pointer, and that's just the way the Hounds would have drawn it up.
And interestingly enough, Durgan matched up with Cooper. Look for Cooper to go inside a little bit more later on in the ball game.
Durgan averaging under 2 points a game, so I think what they're saying is we'll let Pat beat us from the floor. Not an offensive threat to shoot the ball.
Bentley on their first two offensive possessions trying to get the ball inside. Moore made the good steal. Petkus made the foul there.
Adam Petkus, who could run into foul trouble, and there's the charge. Coop picking up the charge, and that will go against Reddix.
Bentley ran its out-of-bounds play very, very well. Reddix had the layup, but Assumption came from the weak side and drew the charge.
That's the hallmark. The Assumption team taking the fouls, taking the charges in particular.
Petkus and Moore particularly do it well.
Casey Carney gets his first two of the game. And whether it's outside or inside, Joe, it certainly gives a player a lot more confidence if you're still trying to find your stroke just to get the two out of the way early.
You always want to get on the scoreboard.
Van Dam, the freshman, counters for Bentley with a three of his own, so it is 5-3. About a minute and a half played here. Niedzwiecki and Durgan.
Bentley man-to-man defense.
Niedzwiecki looking for help now. Finds it, Moore. Trying to go down low to Petkus, and it was tipped by either Reddix or August.
Baker has now switched over on to Drew Cooper in the man-to-man Bentley alignment.
August on Moore, and Moore buries the three right over him.
We think Moore and Cooper are going to go inside instead of shooting over the top and making threes.
And Baker going inside to August. August taking it right at Adam Petkus and getting his first two of the ball game.
You described him as a wide body, and he certainly is that. Most coaches would describe him as a blue-collar player, but the kind of role player that you need to have a successful team.
He is second on the Falcon squad in scoring with 14.5 points a game, and Petkus can't handle the Niedzwiecki pass. And now it is picked up by Reddix. Reddix looking for help, gets some. Durgan with the ball now, and again, Cooper still on Durgan. Durgan's got the quickness advantage there, but again, not a real threat to shoot. At least he hasn't shown that thus far this season. Baker gets his first two. Baker's a very streaky shooter.
Some of the coaches in the league describe him as the most explosive scorer in the league, although he's not the leading scorer of the league, but he's a very explosive player.
Averaging close to 17 points a game, and he gets a block right there on Petkus. Carney goes up, and Carney is fouled by August. Baker's certainly a player that every opposing coach wants their players aware of at all times, where he is on the floor and getting a hand in his face and someone sticking close by him, because when he is on, he can light up the scoreboard.
And he doesn't hesitate from three-point line.
Casey Carney, one of the best free throw shooters in the league.
As you said, Casey's gotten off to Schneid here. He had a layup. If he makes these two foul shots, it gets him started. Well, he makes one.
He's got three, and Petkus gets to the floor, and we have a tie-up. Petkus was on the line, so it will be Bentley basketball.
Assumption extending its defense here, coming with a full court zone press.
Both teams a perfect 3 for 3 from the floor thus far. Durgan covered by Coop. Cooper's going to have his tongue dragging if this keeps up for the entire game. Niedzwiecki picking up the touch foul. Officials hearing it from the crowd.
Officials are really stressing that this year and keeping hands off the dribbling ball handler.
Kevin Van Dam, the freshman from Rumson, New Jersey. This is Van Dam with Carney on him. Bentley working it around. Baker loses to Carney. Niedzwiecki picks it up, pushes ahead to Moore. Moore's got a freebie. And he throws it down. Brian Moore making no mistake about it. And the Jam gets the student section up early.
Niedzwiecki doing what he does well, coming up with the steal, getting the assist.
Cooper now off the Bentley turnover. Looked like he lost it himself, gets it right back up and in.
Cooper did one of his ricochet things there, but he came up with the southpaw deuce.
Typical Cooper, he's just twisting and it's all arms going one way and the body going the other way, but he gets it to go. Baker won't go. Rebound by Reddix. Reddix loses the handle, Carney picks it up. Assumption very effective on the defensive side of the ball in the early going. Niedzwiecki's in trouble of losing it, and he calls for a timeout, and he's upset at his teammates right now because no one was coming to his aid.
Well, actually, Andy made the mistake of losing his dribble, too. You can't lose your dribble like that.
But like a veteran, he did call timeout before the 5-second trap would have turned the ball over.
And early indications are that we're in for another high-scoring ball game. Bentley is one of the leaders, in fact, the leader team in the conference in team defense. But here, Assumption's off to a great start. Bentley's a high-scoring team, as we know, off the 111-84. Here's Niedzwiecki coming up with the steal, the assist, and Brian Moore goes down and puts it in. Slam-a-roo.
Gets the crowd right into the ball game early. 6-point Assumption advantage, 13-7. 15:41 remaining in the first half. Derek Klimkowski is in the ball game now for Bentley, and Petkus goes up and has it blocked by August. Durgan saves it.
Cooper made the nice pass, but August made the great block.
Klimkowski for three, won't go. Klimkowski's built like a fire hydrant. Looks like a fullback, 5'10", 185 they list him at.
It's a solid guy.
Nice look inside from Brian Moore to Adam Petkus. And Petkus is fouled by Jamie Laflemme.
Double post play there. Moore takes the ball on the one side of the lane, one bounce, and we'll see Adam Petkus goes without the ball, and Brian makes a nice delivery here. Adam draws the foul.
Moore third on the Assumption team in assists. Adam has struggled from the line this year. 57% free throw shooting. Jay Lawson, head coach for the Falcons.
Talked to Jay yesterday, and he mentioned that they have 7 freshmen on this Bentley ball club, and in Van Dam and Durgan, 2 freshmen who particularly have pitched in to help his ball club.
With 15:09 remaining in the first half of play, it is Assumption up by a touchdown, 14-7. We'll be back with more right after this.
Here's the lineup for your Team 5 Ford dealers. The best prices on your next Ford car or truck. From Worcester County, Lionel Lamoureux Ford. From Metro West, David Evansis, Acton Ford. From Essex County, Regan Ford. From Greater Boston, Fraser Lindley, Century Ford. And from the South Shore, Ken Fossey, Shirestown Ford. Visit the Team 5 Ford dealer nearest you today. Because in Eastern Massachusetts, we got you.
Assumption Greyhound Basketball GMC TV3 is brought to you by Fallon Healthcare System and Lamoureux Ford in East Brookfield.
We're back and checking out the local scoreboard. The Holy Cross women's team beat Colgate 74-50 today, and in the game you just saw, Bentley women's team beat Assumption 88-65. Any 10 action, and Navy losing to Bucknell, and that is a big Patriot League score for Holy Cross fans, because now the Lady Satyrs are alone in first place in the league with only 1 loss, while the midshipmen have 2.
Another big score we just talked about. UConn remains undefeated as they beat St. John's by 4.
Underneath, shot won't go for Travato. Reddick's going up, and he is fouled. And one of the things Jay Lawson will do is rotate 3 and 4 new fresh bodies in and out of the lineup at a clip.
Here we have Kumkowski coming up with the ball, makes a nice penetration, draws the defense, looks underneath to Riddicks. He does the pump and draws the foul on Calvert.
Riddicks from Milton, Massachusetts. So this is a home game for him. And that free throw stops a 6-0 Assumption run. Reddix hits them both. Brad Mancini in the game now for Assumption. Grant Calver as well, so the Hounds doing some substituting. Travato, the freshman right now with the ball. Baker hesitates. He is checked by Mancini. Baker going up, won't get it to go. Rebound by Moore.
Nice job defensively there by Brad Mancini on Baker.
And then Brian Moore clearing the glass. He is second in the league in rebounding. Drew Cooper for 3. Anytime you give Cooper time, that's money in the bank.
We thought we needed Carney and Nizwicki to light it up from three-point land, but so far Cooper and Moore have done an outstanding job for the Greyhounds.
Cooper's got the new haircut. He's got the wiffle. And he's come out right now, and it's been good luck. 17-9, Assumption advantage. Largest lead of the contest for the Hounds.
Coach Lawson said he'd go as deep as 10 players. He's already done that.
He's proved that here in the first 6 minutes of the game. Reddix, and Calver's called for the foul. He didn't like it, and neither did the students behind him.
Calvert got caught helping out. Nice look to Reddick. Calvert seemed as if he made a good recovery and had a lot of hand on the ball. The pound doesn't agree with the official. Here's the penetration. Calvert comes over to help. Nice pass to Reddick. Looked like he had all ball there. That's one of those things. It's a tough call on the official. Might have missed one there.
And Serge is telling him so right now. He is telling him exactly that. You missed one. You took one away from us. Reddick's a 66% free throw shooter, but he's hit all 4 of his attempts here this afternoon. Brian Moore guarded by Reddick's. Brant Calver going up, blocked, rebound Mancini won't go. Tipped around, Reddick's hustling to keep it inbounds. He does so and goes up to the 6th row in the stands. And Travato for Bishop, and Drew Cooper had it go off his foot as he dove for the ball. And now Bishop will check out.
Bentley had a slight advantage there. Drew Cooper, a great job of giving up his body, diving on the floor, as did Casey Carney also. Ball goes off Cooper's toe.
Here is Jamie Laflemme, guarded by Matt Brochu. And Reddick's right now has started the game red hot.
And that's what we were talking about the improvement in his ball game. Last year he had to play strictly with his back to the basket, but he can face up from 15 feet now and bury that one as he did there.
Last Bentley basket came at 7:25 in the first half. We have 12:55 remaining right now. Pat Durgan back in the game, replacing Laflemme. Freshman for a senior. Another rebound by Mancini, his second. Carney for 3, nails it.
And as we were talking to Sean Doherty before the ball game, he said that Casey had a great couple of days of practice after the nice shooting game he had against Stonehill.
He had a feeling Casey has come out hot here. Baker, conversely, not been as hot as he was certainly in the first meeting between these two teams. August misses the bunny, rebound by Carney. That first meeting 10 days ago in the first half, Bentley shot 75% from beyond the three-point arc and 70% from the floor.
Interestingly enough, it was 32-32 after 10 minutes, and then Bentley went on a 30-6 run.
That is explosiveness.
That's explosive.
Moore trying to steal it, and it is run down by Van Dam. And Bentley will have numbers if they can get the ball up. Mancini gets a piece of it. Durgan has it now. 2-on-2. Calver goes to the floor. Durgan misses, picked by Mancini. And Brad will wait for the cavalry to arrive. And he does. And we're going to get a foul on the drive. Durgan picking up his first personal foul with 11:39 remaining here in the first half. We'll step aside. Our score, Assumption 20 and Bentley 13.
My life has changed forever.
Will I never have to worry?
Will I have the freedom to do, to go, to be whatever I want?
Will I ever be a size 10?
What do we expect from our HMO? The perfect life? All we really want is a promise to let our doctor do her job. And if anyone in our family gets sick, make sure we can go to the best doctors and hospitals. Nobody delivers on that promise like Fallon, with benefits that redefine healthcare. Then there's Fallon's Peace of Mind program. It lets you self-refer to some of the world's most famous hospitals and specialists. No gatekeepers.
Will my smile like the sky?
Will I be around to see my great-grandchildren?
Ask your employer about all the benefits only Fallon offers. Or call Fallon.
And the Assumption College Greyhounds, you see this season at the Alaska Gymnasium, 6-1. And in away games or at neutral sites, 3-9 overall. And that one loss here was the triple overtimer to Merrimack, so they have played very well at home.
Every coach will talk about the importance of the sixth man, and you think about the Havliceks of the world, but here at Assumption, it's the Hound that serves as the sixth man.
And they're certainly out in force this afternoon, and it seems to be working on the offensive end for Assumption early, shooting 64% from the floor. Bentley shooting at 40%. Jamie Baker, leading scorer for the Falcon team. Reddick's
Actually, Assumption seems to be concentrating extremely well on defense.
Baker misses again. Kimklowski underneath, battling for the loose ball, and draws the foul.
He's only 5'10", but as you described him before as a fire plug, you'll see he's a pretty good body here. Long rebound. Kimklowski comes down with the 5'10" offensive rebound.
2013 Assumption. Inside August. August stripped by Cooper. Carney tracks it down.
Good hands on the part of Cooper there. Got all ball.
Casey Carney, guarded by Kimklowski. Carney has a height advantage, certainly, and Mancini traveled with the basketball.
Brad did a little bit of a dance trying to get set for his wide open three-point opportunity from the top of the key.
Baker talking something over with the official as he brings it up. And LaFlemme going strong to the hoop, and he draws the foul. Jamie LaFlemme from Conval Regional in Peterborough, New Hampshire.
Here's LaFlemme matched up against Drew Cooper, takes him along the baseline underneath the basket for the southpaw attempt.
A 66% free throw shooter. LaFlemme misses the first one, averaging 5.5 points a game.
One of the few seniors on this Bentley squad.
And LaFlemme knocks 1 of 2 down. Bentley staying in the man-to-man. Matt Brochu checked by August. Should be a mismatch at least in foot speed. Cooper going inside, won't get it to go. Rebound by August. Baker. Looking for his room. And he draws the foul before the shot.
Baker just said, get out of my way. I'm taking this one 1-on-5 if I have to.
Matt Brochu gets called for the foul.
There's Baker just having everybody get out of his way, takes it to the basket. Who was that Assumption foul on? I think they might have called it on Petkus. They called it on Brochu? Okay.
Fortunately for the Hounds, Petkus has one. Now Brochu has one, and Baker hits the front end of the 1-and-1.
Baker's an outstanding foul shooter. He hovers around the 80% mark from the foul line.
And he hits both. Jamie Baker, second on the team in assists to Durgan, and Durgan comes in right now in place of Mr. Baker.
And interestingly enough, Bentley is into the bonus prior to Assumption here with 10 minutes to go in the half.
Moore tracking it down. He is marked up by Reddick. LaFlemme is covering Cooper. Cooper wants the ball, turns LaFlemme inside out, and goes inside for the hoop.
Cooper, scooper duper.
Coop will take that matchup all day long.
And that's what I look for, is for Cooper to do a little bit more in the paint tonight rather than from three-point land.
Nice look by Reddick down low, and August trying to finish was fouled. But it was Reddick to Van Dam cutting back door.
Reddick's made the real nice move there. Here's the matchup that we're talking about all night. It's going to be a problem for Bentley. They don't have anyone that can play Cooper when he's in the blue. LaFlemme tried to match up there. Cooper does the double pump and gets a deuce.
So August will be at the line, a 61% free throw shooter. Second on the Falcon squad in rebounding, clearing 6.5 boards a game.
Actually, Bentley, for their seemingly small size, is one of the best rebounding teams in the Northeast 10, as they lead their opponents by 7 rebounds a game.
Certainly, to a man, look like they do a fair amount of work in the weight room and make up for, in width, what they may lack in height. And Petkus looking for Carney.
Petkus meant it for Carney. Moore and Carney got mixed up as to who he was attempting to make that pass to. Neither one wound up catching it.
6 turnover for Assumption. Durgan calling out the plays. Reddick's guarded by Moore. Good matchup there. Reddick's pump faking, going, looking inside for Bishop, gets it to Bishop. Bishop now to LaFlemme. LaFlemme missing the bunny. It is tipped around. Moore gets a hand on it. Van Dam comes down with it. They swing it around to LaFlemme for three. Won't go. Rebound by Petkis. Moore working inside. Can't get Adam Petkis with a beautiful rip, and he is fouled by Bishop.
Adam Petkis, man among boys there on the offensive board, did an outstanding job of pursuing the miss.
The intensity you will see right here. Petkis came steamrolling down the lane.
Here we see the Brian Moore miss, and Petkis above everyone. Comes in strong, is up, draws the foul.
Adam 1 of 2 from the line tonight.
Bentley with only 16 points through the first 12 minutes of the half. A little bit of a difference from the last ball game when they exploded for 66 points against the Hounds. Adam Petkis shooting 57% from the foul line. Not his forte.
Petkis misses them both, so it is still a 6-point Assumption advantage. And Moore with a steal. Van Dam back. Moore going up over Van Dam. Van Dam got ball and hand, so Brian Moore will go to the line. Van Dam picking up his first foul.
Brian Moore, one-on-one, sees that he has the advantage physically over the smaller Van Dam, takes him. Van Dam winds up with a little bit of the elbow in the forearm. Moore to shoot 2. Both teams now in a bonus.
Brian is 72% free throw shooter. And there seems to be a lid on the basket down here, at least on free throw attempts for Assumption. The Hounds now 2 of 8 from the line. That has been one of their Achilles heels all season long. Durgan goes inside to August, and August goes up for 2. And it's a 4-point game. Durgan with a steal.
Durgan makes a nice steal from Niedzwiecki.
And Van Dam can't finish it. And Assumption has numbers if they push. Now it's about even. Niedzwiecki looking for Carney. Good hustle by Van Dam, getting back into the play and getting a hand on it.
Niedzwiecki had Carney on the weak side, but Bentley made the nice recovery.
And when we return, it will be Assumption ball, and the Hounds in front by 4.
Hi, I'm Lionel Lamro. It's hard to believe that we have been in business for a little over 20 years. During those years, Lamro Ford has built a reputation of providing our customers a different car shopping experience. No pressure and no gimmicks. From our showroom to our parts department to our award-winning service department, we believe in complete customer satisfaction. Our only goal is to satisfy the customer. For a totally different car shopping experience, take advantage of our experience. Lamro Ford, Route 9, East Brookfield, where friends send their friends.
And at the conclusion of today's game, Joe and I will select the Flagship Bank Player of the Game. Flagship Bank will make a donation of $100 in that player's name to the Assumption College General Scholarship Fund. And we'll take a last look at the hoop by Mark August.
And Bentley, which we described as a 3-point shooting team, has actually had most of its offense from the paint. And August and Reddick are doing a nice job at the forward positions.
Jay Lawson talking things over with his group. Right now, Bentley enjoying a 10-5 run, climbing right back into the contest. They trail it by 4, 7:50 remaining here in the first half. Petkis going strong to the hoop, just couldn't finish. Rebound by Bishop. Now Durgan. Chris Cassane in the ball game now for the Hounds. Serge DeBerry continuing to go to his bench, and Cassane doing a terrific job on defense, and now Bishop getting 2 cracks at it, and the second one he puts home.
And again, Bentley doing a nice job on the offensive board there. Very physical.
Must have been watching the women's team. Chris Cassane
Adam Petkus, great look. Chris Cassane gets on the board for 2.
Cassane, the walk-on sophomore from Wayland, Massachusetts. And he will be our halftime guest, so we'll have a chat with him. He comes from a very athletic family. You can hear all about that at halftime.
His father and his uncle were outstanding players across town at Holy Cross.
He's had a few brothers play collegiately as well at the Division I level.
Down at Boston College also. Played for Bob Cousy.
Petkus with the ball now. Guarded by August. Nice move by Adam Petkus. Got August in the air, just couldn't finish.
Adam has to use the glass when he's making that move rather than trying to throw it straight in.
4-point Assumption advantage. Jamie Baker. Down low to August. August turnaround. Petkus with the block. Mancini tracks it down. 6:32 remaining here in the first half. 4-point Hound lead. Brian Moore is going to be fouled by Klimkowski.
Klimkowski and Baker both had hands in there.
I think they gave it to Reddix. And coming up at halftime, we'll have a conversation with Assumption sophomore forward from Wayland, Chris Cassane, as well as all your first half statistics and highlights. And they actually gave that foul to Lamar Reddix, his second.
I didn't even see him in the action.
I didn't either. And Jay Lawson may be saying the same thing right now to the officials. I think he is.
The lid is finally off the rim for Assumption from the foul line. Coach Lawson has a reasonable complaint there. It looked to me as though it was between Klimkowski and Baker who would have drawn the foul.
I would have to agree. Moore misses the second free throw attempt, so Assumption still struggling from the charity stripe.
Assumption's done a pretty good job of containing Baker. He hasn't been a big part of the Bentley offense so far.
And Van Dam, Van Dam is nationally ranked in his 3-point percentage, but he is yet to get on track. But Mark August certainly has his game on track. 6 points for him.
Brian Moore turned his head a little bit, fell asleep defensively there, allowed August to be wide open for that layup.
You got to try to go inside to Moore right now. Reddix has 2 on him. I would say go right at him. Moore wants the ball right now and gets inside and gets the 2.
Your next life, you can be a coach, Kevin. Good call. Brian Moore takes advantage of Reddix, who's in foul trouble.
5-point Assumption lead. Klimkowski and Reddix playing give and go. Jamie Baker guarded by Niedzwiecki. Pull up by Baker is good.
Baker may have got away with a little bit of a forearm push there. He knocked Niedzwiecki out of the way. Opened up a 10-footer for himself.
Baker has 6 points. Moore for 3. In and out. Cooper slaps at the rebound.
Cooper kept it alive, but Cassane definitely went over the top.
And that will be Chris's first personal foul. And Bentley going to the bench once again.
And again, how little we know, I would have predicted that this would be a very high-scoring ball game. Both teams have come out to play very hard defensively. Both teams are shooting a 1-and-1, but yet we still have a relatively low score.
August knocking down the front end. And it's a 2-point ball game. Not a high-scoring affair, but certainly a close one. And is now down to 1 point as August hits them both and checks out of the game. Jeff Bishop checking in.
Certainly, as you look at the first 15 minutes, there's not a lot to choose between the two ball clubs. The team that gets the right run at the right time could well be the winner in this ball game.
Bentley continuing to sub in and out with the youngsters. Bishop's a freshman, Durgan's a freshman. Cooper's shot won't go, and it was tipped up and in by Brad Mancini.
Brad Mancini doing a nice job as a guard on the offensive board.
This is Baker. Baker for 3. In and out, rebound. Off of Brian Moore and out of bounds, and Moore is saying that Mike Mastropolo came over the back, and if we had a rebound, it certainly, a replay rather, it certainly looked that way to me.
Might well have been off Mastropolo. I think he did have a hand on it. Stropolo, who prepped locally at Worcester Academy.
Bishop fouled as he goes up for the shot.
Jeff Bishop, another one of the 7 freshmen Coach Lawson talked about. 5 of the freshmen get a lot of playing time.
Stropolo and Mike Travato both prepped out at Worcester Academy. And Bishop hits his first free throw attempt, and right now Bentley is hitting at 75% from the free throw line. Meanwhile, Assumption is only 27%. And the Bentley percentage just went up with those 2 free throws. Assumption up by 1, 29-28. Chris Cassane guarded by Baker. Cassane has a height advantage, but it is picked off by Bishop. Durgan looks to distribute. That's his game. He is not a shooter. Mastropolo to Bishop. Bishop down the lane. Nice touch passing by the Falcons. And Mastropolo can't get it to go. Big rebound by Brian Moore. Certainly Bentley got a good look that time.
They sure did. Nice ball handle.
Cooper through the hands of Cassane. Brad Mancini was Johnny on the spot. Brian Moore draws the foul. That will go against Jeff Bishop, his second.
Assumption's been in limbo a little bit on offense. They haven't been able to score in a while. Here's Brian Moore establishing himself in the paint. Does a nice job faking one way. Goes the other, draws a foul from Bishop.
Assumption led by 8 points at the 14-12 mark of the first half after a 9-2 run. Lead it by 1 right now. And Moore missing the front end.
Assumption's maintained its composure defensively and playing with intensity, but you must credit Bentley for the outstanding job that they're also doing at the defensive end.
Moore finishing up his shots, and he hits 1 of 2. So the Greyhounds lead it by 2, 30-28, and we'll be back with more from the Alaska Gymnasium right after this.
My life has changed forever.
Will I never have to worry?
Will I have the freedom to do, to go, to be whatever I want?
Will I ever be a size 10?
What do we expect from our HMO? The perfect life? All we really want is a promise to let our doctor do her job. And if anyone in our family gets sick, make sure we can go to the best doctors and hospitals. Nobody delivers on that promise like Fallon, with benefits that redefine healthcare. Then there's Fallon's Peace of Mind program. It lets you self-refer to some of the world's most famous hospitals and specialists. No gatekeepers.
Will my smile light the sky?
Will I be around to see my great-grandchildren?
Ask your employer about all the benefits only Fallon offers. Or call Fallon.
We're back, and you see the Bentley College Falcons have won 5 of their last 6 games, and they're on a 3-game winning streak. In addition to that, 5 of their last 6 road games.
And that's an abnormality in the Northeast 10, where home court is usually a tremendous advantage.
Jamie Baker, 10th in the NE10 in scoring, 10th in assists. Inside to August. August in and out. Cassane right now to Mancini. Assumption still shooting very well from the floors. There's a foul on the drive. The Hounds hitting at 52% and Bentley at 36%.
Brad Mancini, nice penetrating move into the foul line area off the dribble there. Draw the foul.
Bentley now has 3 players with 2 fouls. Assumption has 1, Petkus with 2. Brad Mancini looking to extend the Greyhound lead. He does. Mancini a 68% free throw shooter.
Brad comes to us from St. Peter Marion in Worcester.
And he was a 2-sport standout for the Guardians. playing center field as well for the baseball team. Rebounding advantage is Bentley's right now, 17-9. Baker won't go. Rebound by Cooper. Mancini will push underneath to Petkus. Petkus gets August in the air, won't get it to go, gets his own rebound and puts it up. Adam Petkus is playing like a very focused player.
Nice job, Brad Mancini, on the penetration. Good concentration for Petkus on the offensive board. And the Greyhounds lead 34-28.
Adam Petkus playing very well right now in the early going. And we'll take a second look at Petkus going
Here's the
strong.
Mancini penetration. Draws the defense, makes a nice look to Adam. Adam does the double pump, gets the defense off the floor, follows his own miss, comes back with an offensive rebound for a deuce.
Each team has had 8 turnovers thus far in the game. Greyhounds by 6, 34-28. Bentley again going to the substitutions. Van Dam lost it. Nice save by Cooper, who got it to Carney. And now Mancini's in there. And first half action, August gets a block on Petkus, and now Laflemme and Petkus tie the ball up, and the possession arrow going towards the Hounds.
Petkus makes a nice move along the baseline. It looks as though he's got a deuce here, but he has the block from behind by August.
Nice timing.
After the fact, no blood, no foul.
Chris Cassane now checking out of the game, but so far in the first half, Assumption has received valuable contributions from their bench play of Mancini and Cassane and Calver when he's been in there as well. Quality minutes. And Mastropolo had Cooper all tied up.
And not to belabor it, but obviously that's the difficult matchup for Bentley, who particularly can try to counter Drew Cooper.
Mastropolo 6'3", 188, and Cooper 6'5", 195. Coop knocking down his first free throw attempt, a 71% free throw shooter.
Coach Lawson trying to figure out what happened to his perimeter shooting.
I think part of what happened was the change in gyms. Assumption on a 7-0 run. Van Dam for 3. He gets it. Kevin Van Dam leads the league in three-point accuracy. He's 4th in Division II in the nation.
Lawson's prayer was answered there.
Carney, pull up, and Casey Carney gets it to go.
Casey puts it on the floor, 2 bounces, 15-footer, shooter's roll.
Shooting it with confidence, too. Nice look underneath, and August gets an easy 2.
Nice pass by Laflemme also. Actually, the offense for Bentley in the paint has been surprisingly efficient.
Were it not for their offense down low, they would be in trouble here in the first half. Adam Petkus had the ball, but he was on the line, so it will be Bentley Falcon basketball.
Petkus is a little bit careless in his pass to Moore there also.
Hounds calling for the timeout, 20-seconder. They'll talk things over with 1:30 remaining, but as we talked about, the first half, it hasn't been the outside game so much as the inside game of Bentley that's kept the Falcons right in.
Nice swing of the ball by Bentley to the top. August uses his body to seal off Assumption. Winds up clearing himself with the deuce. And as you mentioned, Reddix and August have been a major factor in the offensive end for Bentley.
Adam Petkus checking out the raspberries from his last dive on the floor. And it is Assumption basketball. 5-point Hound lead. Cooper with the phlegm on him. That's a mismatch. Coop gets it off, won't get it to go. Mancini was thrown by Klimkowski.
Cooper had his feet all twisted up trying to make that shot. Just totally off balance.
Here's Klimkowski right now. LaFlemme going inside to August, and again, August doing a nice job of using his body, but he misses the bunny, and Brian Moore comes down with the rebound. 55 seconds remaining now. Baker on Mancini. Mancini looking underneath to Niedzwiecki. Now Brian Moore, Coop with an easy three, passes it up, goes inside. Mancini misses it, gets his own rebound. Kicks it out to Coop for three. Cooper won't go. Casey Carney with the rebound. Now Mancini to Cooper again. And the helter-skelter action continuing. Coop can't get the second one to go.
Two great looks for Cooper, wasn't able to bury it. Assumption did an outstanding job of pursuing the ball on the offensive board that possession.
Brad Mancini getting the reach-in violation down the other end.
Look of consternation on Coach DeBarry's face. Questions something with the officials here.
Kevin Van Dam, 71% free throw shooter, has two. Misses the front end.
Durgan and Bishop.
Bishop, see checking into the game along with fellow freshman Pat Durgan.
Van Dam, as we mentioned, one of the outstanding two freshmen along with Durgan that have made major contributions to this, as most coaches would say, overachieving Bentley squad.
Three freshmen in the lineup right now for the Falcons.
Assumption going to hold for last shot here.
10 seconds remaining. Niedzwiecki with Klimkowski guarding him. Moore, 5 seconds on the shot clock, or on the game clock rather now. Niedzwiecki for three, gets it. As the half expires, Andy Niedzwiecki hits a three. So the Hounds go to the locker room with a 7-point advantage, as well as a wealth of momentum.
Serge DeBarry would say just the way we drew it up on the chalkboard in practice. Assumption held the ball for 14 seconds. Moore started to make the penetration down the lane. Was cut off, and he finds Niedzwiecki on the weak side. Niedzwiecki a deep, deep three as the clock goes off.
Just a turnaround bang, so the half ends in a flurry, and our score, Assumption 41 and Bentley 34. We'll be back with more halftime activities right after this.
Here's the lineup for your Team 5 Ford dealers. The best place to buy your next Ford car or truck. From Worcester County, Lionel Lamoureux, Lamoureux Ford. From Metro West, David Avances, Acton Ford. From Essex County, Ann Regan, Regan Ford. From Greater Boston, Fraser Lendley, Century Ford. And from the South Shore, Ken Fosdick, Shiretown Ford. Visit the Team 5 Ford dealer nearest you today, because in Eastern Massachusetts,
We got you covered!
Welcome to a land of law, a place ruled by the dinosaur, where cactus-clad mountains spew lava and smoke, and craters hide inquisitive folk, where wise old turtles share their views on creatures with red vests and powder blue shoes. There's so much to Galapagos, so much we could say. 'Twould be most preposterous if it all went away.
What do you want to leave your children? The story or the place that inspired it? Since 1961, World Wildlife Fund has helped safeguard thousands of species like these. Animals which can be found nowhere else on Earth. But in areas like the Galapagos Islands, we need your help to do more. Phone us at 1-800-CALL-WWF to find out about World Wildlife Fund's Living Planet campaign and about our free action kit, which includes information on what you can pledge to do to help leave our children a living planet.
A grown-up told me that it'll be okay. Then I saw her.
60,000 disasters a year all come down to one single terrible moment for someone. Call now, because help can't wait.
Welcome back to halftime, everyone. Joining me is sophomore forward Chris Cassane. And Chris, thanks for joining us here at halftime. Talk about you have a kind of family lineage of hoop in your family. Talk about the different relatives and where they played.
Well, it starts with my father, who played at BC. He was a captain of the team in '68. And then my uncle played over here in Worcester at Holy Cross. One of my other uncles played at Bridgeport in Connecticut. And my brother played at Fordham in New York. So.
And then, so you're certainly very accustomed to the basketball life, and I'm sure there was a lot of pickup games growing up.
Yeah, definitely. It's always been a big part of the family, and I couldn't really get away from it. So.
And you come from a pretty good hoop town, Wayland. There's always been that tradition, and one of the finer gyms, I think, certainly in the DCL, if not around the state.
Yeah, they call it the Warrior Dome. It's been good to me. So. We've won like 3 state championships, so it's a good tradition.
How about coming here as a walk-on? What was that like?
It's been good. Last year, obviously, it was real fun. You know, I didn't play at all really, but we were a good team, made it to the NCAA, so it was a great experience even though I didn't play. And then this year, I mean, I'm starting to get in the games a little bit, but we're struggling a little, so it's been a mixture of both.
Talk about last year and what you learned from players like Steve St. Martin.
Well, he taught a totally different way to play the game. It's just basically going out there and playing your heart out. And in high school, you never really understood that you had to play that hard if you wanted to compete. So he taught me a lot.
How tough is it to make that adjustment coming from high school to college? And you mentioned certainly the intensity level is one of the things that picks up 100%.
Oh, it was tough because especially being a walk-on, you got all these guys on scholarships, and I wasn't really expecting to contribute much, and I wasn't sure how the competition was going to be, and right when I got here, it was definitely tough.
How about this year kind of finding your role a little bit more? The last couple games against Pace and against Bentley, you had 13 points each, and you're starting to become a much bigger part of the game plan.
Yeah, it definitely feels good to finally get in there. And the way I look at it is I really have nothing to lose when I'm in there, so just play as hard as I can. And the points really have just come because of the other players finding me. We're just working hard, so I've been happy with that.
How about what has Coach DeBarry told you about what he's looking for you or from you when you're in the game? Because he's mentioned to us that he wants to see you get more and more minutes, and he's trying to find more ways to get you into the game.
Yeah, it's basically he just wants me to go in there and play as hard as I can and try not to do too much. Just do whatever comes naturally and don't force the issue at all. So that's what I've been trying to do.
How about, as you mentioned, as being a walk-on on a scholarship team, what are some of the problems that you face?
There really isn't that many differences. Just the fact that I pay to come to school is really the main difference. Me and Jason and Jamie Brown, I mean, they treat us just the same, so it's not really much of a problem.
And these guys seem to be a good bunch of guys. Is it a team that you can have fun playing with? I mean, obviously your goal is to win, and practices are very hard, and the games you're doing everything you can to win, but you seem to be smiling a lot, and there's a good camaraderie on the team.
Yeah, definitely. It's a great bunch of guys, and I mean, like road trips and everything are fun. We actually hang out when we're not just playing basketball too, which is good.
How about turning to some of the academic side of things? How tough was it? You know, you talked about making the jump from high school to college on the court. How tough was it to make that jump in the classroom?
Definitely tough, if not just as tough for me. But I'm getting used to it now and trying to get in a little groove. So hopefully that'll keep coming up on the rise too.
And how about, what kind of help did you get from some of the older players last year, Steve St. Martin's, Kurt Holtz, and even some of your assistant coaches like Sean Doherty?
In academically?
Yeah.
Yeah, Coach Doherty is the big help in that's a department. They check up on us and make sure we're not cutting class or anything. And if we need help, we have tutors and stuff to go to, so they make it a lot easier.
How about in terms of Coach Doherty? Has he maybe exaggerated some of his prowess in the classroom? I don't know what kind of a student he was. I don't know if he has, gives you guys these great stories of grandeur with what he did in the classroom.
Yeah, he thinks he's a good student, but he's not fooling anybody.
How about, you mentioned, at the top here, all the family relatives you had that played basketball at Holy Cross and BC and in very good schools. What was it like growing up in that family and some of the pickup games that I'm sure you guys had in the front yard?
Yeah, it was very fun for me because I was always a little younger, so it was a great opportunity for me to just show them that I could play with them. It's kind of like similar to here, being a walk-on. I mean, I got to prove my way to play, and those guys, the rest of my family, were all scholarship players as well. So, and they're all bigger than me too, so I always had to prove my way in. So it was fun though, definitely fun.
So it kind of gave you that underdog mentality earlier and the kind of the will to fight?
Exactly.
How about this season so far? Things coming into the season, you guys had very high expectations and still do. Preseason, you were picked to be the league champs again as you were last year. Right now, you're kind of in the middle of the pack. What are some of the things the team needs to do in order to get back on track towards the top?
I think we just got to play hard. I mean, that's the name of the game. As coaches say, we got to keep playing hard. And we have been playing hard, but we've had a couple meetings lately, and people know that it's time to really step it up if we want to do something this year, because if not, it's going to be too late.
Last question, Super Bowl this Sunday, Falcons and the Broncos. Who do you like and why?
I got the Broncos. Elway's too tough.
And his last run, too. You want to see him get the ring in before he goes out.
Yeah, exactly. He'll get it.
Thanks for joining me, Chris. Good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you.
My guest at halftime has been sophomore forward Chris Cassane, and we'll be back with more halftime activities right after this.
Hi, I'm Lionel Lamro. It's hard to believe that we have been in business for a little over 20 years. During those years, Lamro Ford has built a reputation of providing our customers a different car shopping experience. No pressure and no gimmicks. From our showroom to our parts department to our award-winning service department, we believe in complete customer satisfaction. Our only goal is to satisfy the customer. For a totally different car shopping experience, take advantage of our experience. Lamro Ford, Route 9, East Brookfield, where friends send their friends.
Hi, Mike.
Hi. Sorry I'm late.
Come on in. Everybody, this is Mike.
Hello.
Oh, yeah, it's so nice to have you here.
Cool.
I hope you like pot roast. That's
Great to have you here. Yeah.
Are you okay?
Alone.
If you're not cool already, smoking won't help. And if you are cool, you don't need it.
We're reinventing service at the IRS.
Making the changes that make things easier for you.
This is Tom speaking. How can I help you? Internal Revenue Service, Maria speaking. What can I do for you?
We're expanding our hotline service so you can reach an IRS expert 24 hours a day.
7 days a week.
Now enter it on line 7. That'll do it.
The IRS website is loaded with taxpayer information.
You'll find answers to almost 200 frequently asked questions right here.
On our special problem-solving days, taxpayers can walk into an IRS office and get help on the spot.
Got a question? Come on in.
And for tough, complex problems, there's our problem resolution program.
You'll be assigned your own personal advocate.
Now, the problem I've been having is like you guys are giving me the runaround. I seem to talk to the same person more than once.
No bouncing around. I'll stay with you until your problem is solved. We want to make it easy for you.
The Internal Revenue Service.
Working to put service first.
We're back, everyone. Our score at the half, Assumption 41 and Bentley 34. And Assumption certainly shooting the ball well in the first half. 47% from the floor, and Casey Carney getting into the offense very early, and that was one of the keys we mentioned at the top of the game to Assumption getting off on the right foot.
And a total flip-flop in the game. It's the Bentley inside post play versus the Assumption perimeter play. So far, Assumption's had 5 for 8 from three-point land, and Argus has just have an outstanding game in the paint for Bentley.
Drew Cooper, who has led all scorers in the first half with 12 points, making his way down low as Coop can only do with the shaking the body one way and the arms going another way.
Niedzwiecki makes the nice feed, and again, this is the mismatch that Bentley has. They either have to play Baker or Laflemme on Cooper. Neither one of them can contain him in a one-on-one situation in the paint.
And then, as you mentioned, down the other end of the floor for Bentley, really Mark August has been the man in the middle for them and did a nice job of using his body to seal off Adam Petkus and some of the other defenders and get a couple easy hoops.
I think Brian Moore is the best player in the Northeast 10 for sealing off, but tonight August is doing an outstanding job as we see him here sealing off Adam Petkus. Beats the help from Cooper, winds up making the layup. 2 of his, I think he has 10 points.
And we mentioned at the top, of course, Baker and Van Dam, the big shooting threats from the outside anyway for the Falcons. Van Dam ranked nationally in three-point accuracy, 4th in the nation. But again, in the first half, it's been August, and it's been down low, the nitty-gritty stuff that's kept really Bentley in the game.
And Assumption's defense holding Bentley to 34 points as opposed to giving them 66 points the last time. Here's Assumption playing pretty good defense. Moore gets lost a little bit. Bentley makes a nice penetrating pass, and August comes up with another deuce.
And then, of course, Brian Moore chipping in offensively, as he always does. Second leading rebounder in the first half. He had 5 boards. Brad Mancini actually led the club with 6, but Moore doing his usual work down low.
This is what Moore does best. I mean, he just does such a great job of getting himself open and demanding the ball. A little bit of a up fake, comes down and uses the glass for an inside deuce.
And here's some of our first half statistics. And you see the field goal percentage in favor of the Hounds, 47 to 34%. And the rebounds about even.
And as I said, the biggest surprise is Bentley's 2 for 7 from three-point land and Assumption's 5 for 8. And that truly has been the difference, along with the intensity of the Assumption defensive play.
And Casey Carney with 8 points in the first half, getting his offensive game on track. And as we mentioned, that's certainly a key to the Hounds' success, is getting Carney to have one of his breakout games, because he is a very good shooter. Reddick's in the game now. And, they called the blocking foul on Brian Moore. Moore thought he had the charge.
Close. This is one of those, one ref might call it a block, the other ref might call it a charge, but Moore got caught moving, and as a result gets the block call.
Here's Jamie Baker. Durgan will pass up the shot. Now Durgan taking the shot, a rarity for him. Niedzwiecki comes away with the board.
Durgan doesn't go to the offense very often.
The Assumption guards doing a very nice job on the rebounds. Saw Niedzwiecki there, and Mancini led the team at the half with 6 rebounds.
Casey Carney again seems to have his confidence back offensively, not only for burying the wide open 3, but willing to put the ball on the floor and take it to the basket as he attempts to do here for the 12-footer, and he draws the foul.
August picking up his 2nd foul of the ball game. And Casey Carney, a rare miss for him from the charity stripe.
Casey, one of the outstanding foul shooters in the Northeast 10.
And Carney misses them both. 41-34 still is our score. Reddick tipped, picked by Brian Moore. They tried to go inside to August. Niedzwiecki to Cooper. Cooper's got a mismatch. He's got Jamie Baker on him. Carney for 3, and Casey Carney all net.
Casey smells it.
Reddick's going strong to the basket, and he gets the 2, and that was a runaway locomotive.
And Petkus just wasn't sure whether to step in on that one or not. Discretion was the better part of valor there.
You get the backcourt violation. Niedzwiecki says it was tipped by Durgan. The officials say no.
Durgan might have touched the ball, but the official didn't see it.
So the Falcons will have the ball, trailing by 8. 44-36.
Nizwicki on Baker. Cooper again back on Durgan at the point position.
Jamie Baker on the run, won't go. Rebound by Petkus.
Nizwicki has done a nice job of containing Baker.
Cooper, little reverse for Drew Cooper.
Cooper went by August on the baseline as if August wasn't there.
Durgan looking to go inside to August. He and Petkus battling down low. And Drew Cooper coming over to help. And August will get the basket and one. And the foul will go on Coop.
Almost a continuation play. It looked as if he got fouled a little bit earlier than on the shot, to be truthful.
And they give it to Petkus, not Cooper. Cooper was the one who was reaching in. Looked to me the one that got the hand. But nevertheless, Petkus picking up his third personal foul, so he has to step out of the ballgame.
Actually, it was a delayed call. Petkus fouled him on the inlet pass, not on the shot, to be truthful, but the officials allowed the shot to go. NBA continuation rule.
August making it count. Hounds by 7. Travato, the freshman, checking up with Nizwicki. 2 Worcester Academy graduates. Calver blocked by August. Rebound. Cooper won't go. Calver saves it, and he does as he banged it off of Travato.
Calvert and Cooper had 2 great opportunities at layups there, but Calvert did a good hustling job to come down with the ball here.
Nizwicki will inbounds. Gets it to Cooper, and we get a foul on the inbounds play.
I think Van Dam was hanging on to Cooper's waist. Assumption executes this out of bounds play very well. Van Dam lost his balance a little bit. Careless turnover, Assumption.
And so it'll be Bentley basketball. 17:50 remaining in the contest. 7-point Assumption lead. Baker looking for help, finds some. Travato swings it. Van Dam on the baseline. Van Dam draws the foul.
Van Dam has that fine 3-point shooting range, and as a result, you have to contest him, which Carney's trying to do, and as a result, it opens Van Dam along the baseline.
They called that one on Brant Calver, and you saw on the replay, Calver never even touched him, never even came close to him. So a few of the foul calls that we've seen look like they were on one player, have gone to another player, didn't really look too involved in the play. August picking up his 3rd personal. He has 3, Calver has 3.
August and Reddick both in minor foul trouble for Bentley. That could be a factor later on in the ball game. They have good depth. They go deep, but not at the forward position particularly.
Nizwicki guarded by Travato. Casey Carney up fake, pulls up from 3. Carney is back. He's got his A game going today.
On fire. Sean Doherty said that he had a great practice week.
And there's Brian Moore taking the charge on Reddick. So Reddick has 3 fouls.
Reddick, a bull in the china closet there. Put his head down. He was going 90 miles an hour regardless. Brian Moore offside. Nice step in. Good position. Draws the charge.
And that's both having the courage to step in and take the charge, but then also being smart enough to know when you can take it. And Moore recognizing there that Reddick was out of control, stepping in.
And being willing to wake up tomorrow a little bit black and blue.
Get out of bed a little slower than you would if you had not stepped in front of the 6'3", 225-pound Reddick's
tank.
Nizwicki for 3, and right now, everyone's having a field day from behind the arc.
Assumption's perimeter play versus Bentley's post play. What a flip-flop.
Largest lead of the game for the Hounds, a 13-point advantage. Moore wanted to pick up another one. He didn't get that one.
Mastropolo, nice deuce along the baseline. Learned that move at Worcester Academy.
Calver down low. Good battle with Laflemme. Niedzwiecki. And Niedzwiecki's feeling it now. Right now, I think for Carney and Niedzwiecki, the basket looks like a hula hoop. And Calver with a rebound. Casey Carney pulls up for three. They're certainly shooting with confidence. And now we get a foul as Niedzwiecki and Cooper were tying up Laflemme. Niedzwiecki will get the foul with 15:59 remaining in the game, and our score 54-41 Assumption. We will step aside from the Alaska Gymnasium and be back with more right after this.
My life is changed forever.
Will I never have to worry?
Will I have the freedom to do, to go, to be whatever I want?
Will I ever be a size 10?
What do we expect from our HMO? The perfect life? All we really want is a promise to let our doctor do her job. And if anyone in our family gets sick, make sure we can go to the best doctors and hospitals. Nobody delivers on that promise like Fallon, with benefits that redefine healthcare. Then there's Fallon's Peace of Mind program. It lets you self-refer to some of the world's most famous hospitals and specialists. No gatekeepers.
Will my smile like the sky?
Will I be around to see my great-grandchildren?
Ask your employer about all the benefits only Fallon offers. Or call Fallon.
Assumption Greyhound basketball on WGMC TV3 is brought to you by Fallon Healthcare System and Lamoureux Ford in East Brookfield.
And we're back. Bishop for three. Nails it. That's one way to stop the bleeding.
Part of the freshman brigade that Bentley uses. Jeff Bishop makes the three-pointer.
Mancini. Calver inside. Grant Calver knocking down Laflemme, and Calver will get called for the charge. That is his
Calver
fourth.
learned that move from Lamar Riddick. We have two tanks on the court, one in the Assumption uniform, one in the Bentley uniform. No question about the foul there. Calver, good idea, but definitely bowled over the Bentley defensive player.
Little football move. His Super Bowl tribute, he looked like a tight end trying to run over a safety. Brian Moore will get tagged for the foul.
Moore and Bishop in a bit of a wrestling contest there. It's a matter of which foul the ref sees first or sees second sometimes.
More often than not, it's usually the second one they catch, the retaliation.
And the ref again has warned them about the combined pushing.
Klimkowski now over to Durgan. Durgan driving, trying to kick it out. It was tipped by Assumption. I think Hussein got a hand on it and out of bounds. It will remain Bentley basketball. Here's, look at the
Here we have a
battle
little
down
bit
low.
of wrestling there with we were talking about with Moore and Bishop. Now it's just a matter of which foul the official's going to call. We have Klimkowski. And this is the Bentley perimeter game that we were talking about pre-game.
Bentley on a 6-0 run. Brian Moore down low, gets the foul, but will not get the hoop, and this one will go on Jeff Bishop.
And that's the Assumption inside game that we had talked about prior to the game.
That is his third personal.
Bishop has 3 fouls now. So Bishop, Reddix, and August all have 3 fouls for Bentley. Calver has 4 for Assumption, and Moore and Petkus have 3 for the Hounds. Brian Moore knocking down his first free throw.
Brian Moore usually can play with fouls and not get in trouble. Adam Petkus, on the other hand, has the tendency to foul out.
55-47. Assumption by 8. And Petkus will check in now for Brian Moore, so Petkus is going to play with 3. Serge will give Brian Moore rest.
Assumption coming out, and a little bit of a zone defense here. There's a little bit of a change.
The taller front court. August picking up where he left off with the inside game.
August is not a finesse guy, but he takes it to the basket strong, and he's able to deliver it.
Brad Mancini pump fakes, now loses it. And Hussein tried to grab it. It went off his hands and out of bounds. But right now you have Mancini and Casey Carney at the guard spots. Hussein and Petkus and Drew Cooper are your front court. Mancini with a steal. 3 on 2. And Brad missing the layup. Drew Cooper with the rebound. Coop spinning around, draws the foul. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Mancini just a little bit out of control. Looked as if he was going to come up and make this one. He has the nice steal here. Takes it the length of the court. He's cut off a little bit. May have had an opportunity to pass, but once he decided to go, just wasn't quite under control.
And Cooper nails it first. Credit Cooper following the play.
And Cooper and Moore are just outstanding on the offensive board for the Greyhounds.
Baker and Reddix checking in the game for the Falcons. The Hounds right now setting their matchups. So it appears they will come out in the man-to-man.
Actually, Laflemme moved a little bit early that particular time. He did use that elbow that we were talking about before as he catches Casey Carney here.
To throw the ball there, he was leaning. He had it cocked and ready to fire. Reddix with the rebound. Hounds by 8. August down low. Blocked by Adam Petkus. And Petkus tips it to Drew Cooper. And the crowd appreciating the effort. Carney for 3. Won't go. Tipped. Rebound by Cassane. Chris Cassane leaning in. Fires. Won't go. Rebound Carney. Carney is stripped. And it will be off of Reddix. And it will stay Assumption basketball, but a great effort by Adam Petkus down the other end to save that ball and to tip it to his own player.
And Assumption, a couple of good opportunities there on the offensive end. Out of bounds underneath right now.
Cooper down low to Petkus. Petkus off the side of the backboard. Van Dam, one of the three-point threats here on the Bentley team. August going inside out with Van Dam. Van Dam missing the 3, and Drew Cooper comes away with the board. Cooper trying to dish it inside. It was tipped by Reddix out of bounds.
Nice penetrating move by Drew Cooper. Adam Petkus cut nicely backdoor to the basket. Cooper wasn't able to get it through the Bentley defense to him.
Brian Moore checks in for Cooper. And Durgan will check in for Van Dam. And Mastropolo checking in for Laflemme. Adam Petkus, they're going to give him that 3. He doesn't want it. And it's picked off by Durgan. Durgan chased by Cassane, and Cassane hammers him. So Durgan will go to the line.
Adam
but certainly
Petkus,
not going to get an easy one.
A little bit careless there. Cassane did the right thing, though. Adam makes the bad pass. Durgan has the breakaway. Cassane now is just going to try to keep him from getting his hands above his waist. That's what you have to do.
Like a defensive back, he looked like he was coming over the top to try to strip the basketball like a football move.
Make him make 2 from the foul line.
And he misses 1, and
that's why
like you mentioned, a very good foul.
It's an opportunistic foul.
And as a coach will say, too, in that instance, you don't give him a freebie, but you also make sure that there's no way he's going to get the three-point play. You don't want to give him the ticky-tack foul. If you're going to foul, go hard. And that's what Cassane did. Cassane looking for help right now. And they say he had possession of the basketball before, and it was a double dribble.
Yeah, he had bobbled the pass when he caught it, so that gave up his dribble move. Then he attempted to dribble again for a second time.
Serge doesn't agree with the call. 13th turnover for the Hounds.
We have 4 officials here tonight. Coach DeBarry's helping the 3 Zebras.
Always happy to give some input, especially when the calls aren't going his way. Reddick, strong move to the hoop.
Reddick went by Kassane like he wasn't there, and Moore wasn't able to get in for the help defense.
Mancini hesitant to take that shot. Kassane. Carney underneath. Mancini can't get it to go. It's a nice cut by Brad. Carney found him, but he just couldn't put away the 3-footer.
Perfect execution, no finish.
Baker looking for his shot. Carney almost picked it off.
And again, I don't want to put a kiss of death out there for the Greyhounds, but they have just done an outstanding job of containing Jamie Baker through the first 3 quarters of this ball game.
With 11:58 remaining in the game, we will step aside. You are watching Assumption Basketball on WGMC TV3.
Here's the lineup for your Team 5 Ford dealers. The best place to buy your next Ford car or truck. From Worcester County, Lionel Lamoureux, Lamoureux Ford. From Metro West, David Avances, Acton Ford. From Essex County, Ann Regan, Regan Ford. From Greater Boston, Fraser Lendley, Century Ford. And from the South Shore, Ken Fosdick, Shiretown Ford. Visit the Team 5 Ford dealer nearest you today, because in Eastern Massachusetts,
we've got you covered!
I gotta tell you, I eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff. I played lacrosse and football in high school and lacrosse in college, so I think I know what the athletes are thinking out there. It's sports, man. You gotta feel it. For the best in local and pro sports, Worcester County, stick around to Newswatch 3.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Hound Pound, 57-52 Assumption.
And here we have Lamar Reddicks, top of the key, one-on-one, nice fake on Kassane, catches him flat-footed. Moore's a little bit late coming in on the help side, and Reddicks gets the deuce for Bentley.
Our cameraman under the hoop, Jay Brunetta, looked like he was ready to step in and take the charge. August turnaround, blocked by Petkus, but Adam got some arm as well, and that will be his 4th personal foul.
Bentley continues to do a good job of getting the ball inside to August, and he's been a major offensive factor in this ball game for the Falcons.
Second half, Bentley has turned up their shooting. They're hitting 58% from the floor. August hits his first free throw attempt. Meanwhile, the Hounds are a little cooler at 36%.
It's more the Bentley pro forma, if you will, that 50% shooting. They're an outstanding perimeter shooting team. Hounds have had great opportunities. They've missed some easy ones inside.
August with his second of 2 free throws. And he gets them both. Mark August certainly improving his 61% free throw percentage here in this game. Hounds by 3, 11:44 remaining in the game. Bentley on a 13-3 run. Drew Cooper driving, and they get Coop for steps. .11:30 remaining. Every possession now critical. Hounds by 3. Durgan with the basketball. He is the quarterback of the offense. Jamie Baker.
Cooper now matched up on Reddicks. It'd be interesting to see if Bentley tries to take advantage of that at all.
Van Dam is going to be smushed by Mancini. He threw the up fake. Brad went to the air and then came down right on top of him.
And then again, Van Dam draws the defense because everyone knows that he has the capability of burying that three-pointer. Mancini leaves his feet. Van Dam takes the bump. They say they're free throws, but you pay a price.
And Dan willing to pay it. He's a 71% free throw shooter. He's averaging 9 points a game. He's got 6 in the contest today. A member of the talented freshman class that Jay Lawson will put on the floor. And now Matt Brochu will check in for Brad Mancini.
Both teams shooting the 1-and-1 bonus. 10-minute ball game, 57-56. Assumption has the 1-point lead.
Now freshman Matt Brochu in the game. Brochu underneath. Now Niedzwiecki and Brochu will be the guards. Matt Brochu, 4-footer, spots up without hesitation and nails it.
Nice look by Andy Niedzwiecki, and Brochu comes in, contributes immediately right off the bench with a 10-footer on the baseline.
The Assumption coaching staff wants to see more of that from Matt Brochu. They would like to see him shoot a little bit more as Bishop travels.
Bishop did the little bit of a dance routine there. When you foot fake, you have to go with the same foot that you fake with. Players have a tendency to fake with their right foot, lead with their left. That's a travel.
12th turnover for the Falcons. Brochu, a 6'5" guard, so he brings a different element there to the position. Brian Moore going up, and Moore draws the foul.
Brian did a nice job there of taking his man one-on-one and drawing the foul.
Left to see who it's on.
Bentley's done a nice job of containing Brian in the paint. Here we have the matchup with Bishop and Moore, and he draws the foul. Or it wasn't Bishop, it was August, I think. That's could be an important factor in the ball game.
With 10:26 remaining in the contest, Lawson will have to sub in for August, who has 4 personal fouls now. Brian Moore nailing his first free throw. So Flem comes in, but you certainly lose a lot of size, scoring and rebounding.
We have 5 officials now. Coach Lawson now joins the Zebras along with Coach DeBarry.
Brian Moore with 13 points, 6 of them coming from the line. Bentley swinging it around the perimeter. And underneath, Brian Moore drawing another offensive foul. This one will go on Bishop, and that will be Bishop's 4th. So Coach Lawson is kind of in a pickle right now.
As mentioned, Bishop and Moore have been going at it all night, but Bishop certainly used the left arm to fend off Brian Moore there and draws the foul. Brian has the one-on-one opportunity.
And Brian's going to help the officials along by falling right over on his back. Reddick's checking back into the game, and Reddick has 3 fouls. So he is towing the line.
Brian Moore has a little bit of Shakespearean drama ability there, as he does the good acting job, although he did get hit.
Certainly was some contact there. So Moore will be shooting the 1-and-1. And he front rims the first one. Brochu tips it back up. It goes off the backboard, off the rim, and out. 5-point Assumption advantage. 10 minutes remaining in the game. This is Jamie Baker, the leading scorer for Bentley. Stropolo, the Flem guarded by Cooper. Matt Brochu looking to pick the pocket. Got the ball in the arm, so he will pick up the foul. And Mastropolo will go to the line.
Again, as we mentioned earlier in the first half, the officials are very, very clear about that this year. No hands-on the dribbler. Matt Brochu reached in. Mastropolo goes to the foul line.
And he misses the first one, so Mastropolo is a 44% free throw shooter. He is low man on the totem pole in terms of free throw shooting for this Bentley squad.
Field goal 52% shooter and a 44% foul shooter.
That
It's hard to believe.
Fits. That'll give a coach a few sleepless nights.
Or some gray hairs.
Niedzwiecki will run the show for the Hounds. Casey Carney trying to get some separation. Brochu certainly has the height advantage on Baker. Moore trying to post up Laflemme. And Niedzwiecki's pass back door is picked off.
Careless cross-court look by Andy Niedzwiecki that particular time.
Reddix. And you notice that time Reddix pulled up before going to the hoop strong. Like the last few times down, he had kind of just buried his head and gone, but he's got to be wary of the 3 fouls.
And I'm sure that's because of the 3 fouls, as you mentioned. He does hesitate here, and Moore was in pretty good position. Reddix misses. We have Laflemme over the back. Matt Brochu goes to the foul line. Laflemme and August are pretty physical players along with Lamar Reddix. They're not a tall front court, but they're a very physical front court.
You'll certainly know you were in a contest when you wake up the next day. And now Baker will check out, and Klimkowski will check in.
Brad Calvert in for Brian Moore. Coach DeBarry resting Moore with 9 minutes to go and a half.
And Matt Brochu, an 80% free throw shooter, hits them both. 6-point Assumption advantage. Reddix trying to go to Mastropolo, picked off, and now Casey Carney is going to wait for the help to arrive. Cooper, great save to Calvert. Calvert and Niedzwiecki. Brochu going inside to Cooper with Reddix on him. Cooper turnaround, buries it. And Laflemme continues to throw the elbows after the play. That time he was throwing them at Brant Calvert.
That'll be an interesting tank against tank if that transpires.
Assumption on an 8-1 run right now.
Van Dam got away with a little shuffle there.
And Mastropolo gets one to drop. He has 5 points. Cooper on the phlegm, won't go. Rebound Reddix. 6-point Assumption lead. 7:50 remaining in the game. Klimkowski with the ball now.
Moore and Petkus on the bench for Assumption. Baker and August on the bench for Bentley.
As well as Durgan, their floor leader. But it doesn't matter if Mastropolo is able to hit the threes. 3-point Assumption lead. Niedzwiecki to Brochu. Calvert leans in, fires a line drive off the front of the rim.
It was one he wasn't really sure he wanted that one.
He got Reddix in the air, but then he leaned forward and pulled the trigger, and it was a line shot. And the Bentley Falcons will call for a timeout. They have possession of the ball right now and trail by 3.
7 minutes to go in the game. Both teams will probably return their starting lineups very shortly.
And just a reminder, next Saturday we'll have a doubleheader. Patriot League action, the Holy Cross men's and women's teams hosting the Lafayette Leopards. And those games will come to you live at 1 o'clock and 3:30 on Channel 3.
Here's Mike Mastropolo, who prepped basketball-wise at Worcester Academy. Able to make the 3. Just prior to that, he made a move along the baseline for a deuce.
Making the local folks proud. He has 8 points, 3 above his season average of 5. And Klimkowski will now inbounds the basketball, but August is back in the game.
Baker back in the ball game.
And
Moore
Durgan
back in the ball game. It's crunch time.
As you mentioned, it's your best 5 against our best 5. In a 3-point game, and Jamie Baker getting on track. right at the right time if you're a Bentley Falcon fan. He ties the game up. Assumption has never trailed in the contest today. They have led the entire game. And Moore traveled with the basketball. And now Reddick rips it from him. So with 6:38 remaining, we will take a timeout. Our score is 65 all.
When I'm on the basketball court, I've got a game plan. And when I was pregnant, my game plan was simple. Get prenatal care, adopt a healthy lifestyle, and take a daily multivitamin. That's what the March of Dimes recommends to women who want to have a healthy baby. For 60 years, they've been saving babies' lives. The March of Dimes is a part of our life. Make it a part of yours.
At the conclusion of today's game, Joe and I will select the Flagship Bank player of the game. Flagship Bank will make a donation of $100 in that player's name to the Assumption College General Scholarship Fund.
Here we have a little bit of Reddicks and Moore going at it after the officials' call of a travel on Brian.
Little gamesmanship.
Reddicks, August, LaFlemme certainly don't take a back seat to the physical play of Brian Moore. Four of them come off the same block, so to speak, as basketball players. None of them are imposing size, but they're very, very physical players.
So it will be Bentley basketball with 6:38 remaining. The Falcons looking to take their first lead of the entire game.
Bentley has 65 points through the first 34 minutes of the game. They had 66 at the half in the first ball game.
The freshman Pat Durgan running the show for the Falcons.
You can be sure they're looking for Baker.
Baker is guarded by Mancini. Reddick guarded by Moore. Petkus. August got Petkus in the air, and he got two. If he had leaned in, he could have got the foul as well.
Bentley did a nice job of executing its inside offense there to get it to August for the layup.
Casey Carney from the elbow, and he is fouled by Durgan.
From the elbow, and Durgan got his elbow.
Durgan picking up his third. And Bentley, on the strength of an 8-0 run, has taken a 2-point lead.
Bentley did a nice job of swinging the ball. They catch Petkus slightly out of position. August takes it strong to the basket, uses the glass. Casey Carney sinks the first of two.
Casey Carney has 15 points.
Nizwicki reports back in for Mancini. Your best five against our best five. 6 minutes to go in the ballgame.
Carney has 16 points. He averages 12 this season. And there is still plenty of basketball left. We are tied at 67 all. Klimkowski to Durgan. Durgan to Reddicks. Reddicks bullying his way in. And it was off his knee, and it will be Assumption basketball.
Reddicks literally knocked Petkus over as he tried to go along the baseline, but in the meantime, he lost the ball off his own foot.
Nizwicki, the quarterback of that offense for Assumption. Carney coming off the screen. Didn't have a good look at the three. Down low, Brian Moore's on Reddicks. Or the other way around. Nizwicki, an open three, won't go. Rebound by Coop. Coop gets August in the air, and August is going to be called for the foul, and that will do it for the sophomore from Allentown, Pennsylvania. Mark August fouling out with 19 points.
Mark August had an outstanding ball game, not only in the point department, but on the defensive board, and also contributed to containing Brian Moore in the paint defensively. That's going to be a major loss for Bentley. As we said, they use 10 people. They go very deep, but they're not really deep at the center or forward position.
And Bishop will probably have to check in, and he has 4 fouls.
Here's the rebound. Cooper beats Petkus to the ball. He gets August off the floor, and the obvious foul.
Veteran play by Cooper, too. He knew who was on him, got the up fake, got him in the air.
Senior against sophomore.
71% free throw shooter. Coop hits the first one. $19 points for Drew Cooper. And a 2-point Assumption lead.
Jamie Baker time for Bentley now. Assumption's going to have to really concentrate, and Niedzwiecki has the job of containing him.
And Niedzwiecki gets called for the foul. Baker will go to the line. Take a look at this one, though. This is
Baker takes him one-on-one, gets position on the baseline and draws the body. Andy did not come down with the hands. That might have been one of those no harm, no foul kind of calls by an official.
He left his feet, and I think that, in the eyes of the official, was what did it.
But his hands were straight up in the air. There was little or no contact.
Baker knocks them both down.
But that's one of the advantages you get when the officials know that you're the star of a team. Also, they realize that Baker's a great offensive player, and they have a tendency to protect him, just as they protect Cooper and Moore for the Greyhounds.
The NBA was called the Michael Jordan factor or rule. Now Cooper guarded by Klimkowski, and that is a mismatch.
And that's the same situation that we were talking about at the beginning of the ball game. Bentley has an issue in terms of being able to match up with Drew Cooper. Klimkowski, no way he can match up with Cooper in the paint here, and so he reaches in.
Drew Cooper, ice at the line. Coop has 20 points, and 6 of them coming from the charity stripe. Drew knocking them both down.
The lid is off the rim at the foul shooting area for Assumption this half.
2-point Assumption lead. 4:37 remaining. Klimkowski for 3, had a good look, and he nails it.
Klimkowski, Bishop, Mastropolo, Baker, they can all bury the 3.
And Bentley gets a steal. They lead by 1. Klimkowski feeling it, and he won't get it to go. And Reddix comes down with it.
Actually,
Klimkowski looks like a volleyball player, keeping that one alive.
Klimkowski did a great job of keeping that
and that'll do
ball
it
alive.
For Bishop.
It looks as if we have another foul on inside
Jeff
player
Bishop,
on Bentley.
Jeff Bishop picking up his 5th personal foul, and now he is out of the game. So now Bentley will have to go very deep into their
Bentley
bench.
gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Baker makes a nice move here. Petkus comes over, gives good help. Brian Moore gets the rebound. Bishop draws the foul.
Bishop not happy with it, so he will have to sit it out as well.
I think that's Jeff Bishop's 5th foul.
Yep. So the 2 Beef brothers for the Falcons, August and Bishop, both out of the game right now. Bishop 6'5", 240, August 6'6", 230.
Be interesting.
And we'll see if they go to the freshmen.
Be interesting to see if Assumption now changes its technique offensively and literally tries to go inside just to Moore and Cooper rather than shooting over the top. Bentley just has no defensive stopper to play in the paint.
LaFlemme will check into the game, but he is 6'3", so you give away 2 inches.
He's a middleweight playing a heavyweight position.
Brian Moore will not get the roll. Field goal percentage in the second half. Bentley has been red hot, shooting 60% from the floor, and Assumption hitting at 35%. Moore misses them both. LaFlemme with the rebound.
Bentley has the ball and the lead.
Down low, Reddix. Off the drive by Klimkowski.
Klimkowski, real nice move, penetrating and making the scoring bounce pass to Reddix.
3-point Bentley advantage. Niedzwiecki's got LaFlemme on him. It's a mismatch in terms of quickness. Here's a mismatch too. Baker on Cooper. So there are a few interesting matchups out there. They just have to find them and isolate them. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Casey Carney in the lane, won't get it to go, gets his own rebound, puts it on the floor, goes up and gets it.
Casey Carney, terrific job pursuing his own missed shot. Nice rebound, good head fake, used the glass. Brings the Hounds within one. Klimkowski and Reddix playing a high pick and roll play here.
Klimkowski to Van Dam. Van Dam, that's his shot. And it is a 4-point Bentley advantage. 3 minutes to play. Casey Carney wants it. And Casey Carney gets it.
Casey Carney gets a real shooter's roll there. He threw the line drive, had overspin. Brings the Hounds within 2.
2-point Bentley advantage. And Jay Lawson is going to call for a timeout. He wants 20 seconds to talk it over with his team. Every possession right now is so critical.
Foul shots, using the clock effectively. Deciding how to defend against the inside game of Assumption. Klimkowski makes the nice feed here to Van Dam, and Van Dam, perfect form, nothing but net.
4th in the nation in accuracy from beyond the three-point arc. And there was never a doubt in his mind.
It'd be interesting to watch Bentley's practice. My bet is they do a lot of shooting because they have nice form on their shooters and 4 or 5 guys that can sink the 3.
Van Dam will inbounds the basketball for the Falcons. They are in front by 2, 77-75. Rebounding advantage goes in the favor of the Hounds, 33-21. Turnaround won't go. Rebound by Moore.
Great defense, Niezwicki on Baker. Baker tried to take him one-on-one from the top of the key. Niezwicki contested him well.
And the second leading rebounder in the league, Brian Moore, clearing the boards. Cooper goes up and gets it.
Nice job, Mancini, getting the ball inside to Cooper. Cooper ties the game.
And for Assumption right now on offense, it's all about finding the mismatches. Casey Carney on Van Dam. Niezwicki on Baker. Brad Mancini can afford to help out. He has Durgan on him, who does not shoot the ball generally. Moore goes to the floor, gets it to Mancini, and now the crowd is into it. This is why it's called the home court advantage. 1:37 remaining.
And again,
crowd's
Moore
into
and
it. Brian Moore's into it with LaFlemme.
Moore and LaFlemme going at it.
And LaFlemme is going to get called for the foul.
But the offensive player has the advantage there. The referees will protect him. LaFlemme definitely over the top. Moore goes to the foul line with a chance to give the Greyhounds the lead. Cooper, Moore both in position. LaFlemme over the top, foul without question.
Ryan Moore will have 2 shots.
Assumption did a nice job of executing its inside offense there, taking advantage of the mismatch that you're talking about.
You could hear a pin drop in this gym when he was getting ready to shoot that.
There was no sound in the Hound Pound.
It all quiets down as Moore readies himself for the shot. 72% from the line. And Brian Moore hits them both. So we have 1:33 remaining in the game. And the Hounds have a 2-point advantage. It will be Bentley basketball when we return.
Hi, I'm Lionel Lamoureux. It's hard to believe that we have been in business for a little over 20 years. During those years, Lamoureux Ford has built a reputation of providing our customers a different car shopping experience. No pressure and no gimmicks. From our showroom to our parts department to our award-winning service department, we believe in complete customer satisfaction. Our only goal is to satisfy the customer. For a totally different car shopping experience, take advantage of our experience. Lamoureux Ford, Route 9, East Brookfield, where friends send their friends.
Can we see the ball game for $1?
Go away, kids, you bother me.
Can we see the concert for $1? Can we see the animals for $1? Can we please see a movie for $1?
You kids just don't get it, do you?
Now you can get it all. Sports, music, animals, movies, news, and more. All for about $1 a day. Greater Media, your television will never be the same.
Welcome back, everyone, and we have seen a whole lot of excitement here in the second half.
And here we see the Bentley Mighty Mites trying to contain the inside game of Assumption with Cooper and Moore both posting up. Cooper does a nice job. LaFlemme comes over the back, doesn't get called for the foul. Reddick's a little bit late. Cooper buries the layup. Assumption has his best defensive team in now with a minute and a half to go, up 2.
Durgan, Reddick, Baker, LaFlemme, and Van Dam on the court for Bentley.
Mancini,
Carney, Petkis, Moore, and Niedzwiecki. And Brian Moore thought he had just picked up the charge. It does not go his way. And Serge can't believe it as well. He calls for a timeout, and he is mystified right now.
At any other time in the ball game, officials would call that a charge. But with the game on the line, they don't want to be deciding the ball game, so they allow it to go. LaFlemme makes a nice move on the baseline. Moore certainly is in time. LaFlemme goes by Petkis. Moore, perfect position.
Oh,
certainly a charge. No basket and a charge.
And that's what, if you're a coach, unless it goes against you, all you want is the consistency, whether it be the last minute of the game or the first minute of the game. And you certainly hear that in every sport.
And it's important now that Serge have his team with their composure here. Obviously, the officials know that they just made a mistake. They have a tendency to make up for it. Pound is supposed to become a factor now with a minute to go in the ball game.
And we're all tied up at 79, and as if on cue, they start to fire it up here as Assumption breaks the huddle. We have had 4 lead changes and 5 ties, all in the last 5 minutes. Suffice to say, no one will ask for a refund at the end of this one. 79 all, 1 minute remaining. Carney looking to get inside. They swing it. Cooper's got Van Dam on him. That's a mismatch. Carney pulls up front rim, gets his own rebound, goes up, and he was fouled. Was it before the shot or after? That's all it will be.
On the rebound, I think. He's going to get 1 and 1, I think. We have Casey missing the 12-footer, chasing it though, and one of the Mighty Mites there, Pat Durgan, makes the foul in the offensive rebounding.
Carney gets 2, and he's the guy you want to see on the line.
Casey Carney.
If you're part of the Assumption staff, and certainly if you're that guy, Serge DeBarry.
Now it's important defensive foray here for the Greyhounds.
And Andy Niedzwiecki was standing over half court to prevent any quick burst by the foul.
Matched up on Baker.
81-79, 2-point Assumption advantage. But as Van Dam and Baker have shown us, the 3 is very much a part of their arsenal. Who gets it? Is this one on Petkis? It is Petkis. So Adam Petkis has fouled out of the ballgame.
Actually, Baker working real hard to get open here, beating Niedzwiecki a little bit, and Petkis reaches in and commits his 5th. And just as Assumption wanted Casey Carney at the foul line, Bentley wants Jamie Baker at the foul line. One of the best foul shooters in the Northeast 10.
2-point game.
Bentley's best foul shooter, shooting around 80%.
Jamie Baker and Casey Carney, 2 of the best. 33 seconds left.
Actually,
this is where you separate the men from the boys, as they say.
Preparing for a 1-possession play here in the ball game. Now they'll try to use the clock. If Bentley does tie it up, as we're anticipating Baker might do here. And my bet is Assumption goes to Moore or Cooper in the blue.
So for Assumption, it is now Cooper, Moore, Mancini, Carney, and Niedzwiecki. And Baker nails the first free throw.
Nothing but nylon.
Crowd making some noise. And he calmly strokes them both.
Bentley extends its pressure full court here. They're going to come with a double team.
Mancini helping out, now looking for help, finds some in Cooper. Cooper to Moore. Moore will relax with the basketball now. They can hold for the final shot. 18 seconds remaining in the game right now. Assumption can hold for the final shot.
Take it down under 10 before they try to go inside to Brian Moore.
81 all. 6, 5. Niedzwiecki leaning, goes to Moore. They wound it down to 5 seconds. I think Niedzwiecki kind of got caught in the air, and then Moore had to fire it off his back foot.
We didn't get the kind of shot that the Greyhounds wanted last shot, although Moore did have a decent look.
So, end of regulation. We'll be back with overtime right after this.
What does being a responsible dad mean to me? It's really just being there for my child. At age 2, Sydney just likes being with her daddy.
Feathers on my back, I'm a duck. Quack, quack.
We are definitely a team. I just love being around her. Don't miss out on what could be the best years of your child's life. Be a responsible dad.
Whether married, divorced, or single, dads make a difference. A message from the New England Child Support Enforcement Agencies.
We're back, everyone. We have played 40 minutes and decided nothing.
Assumption has the advantage. They have the Hound Pound. They have the Greyhound rims. They have the size factor working for them. Supposed to be able to win this ball game. But Bentley's not the kind of a team that rolls over, and with the outstanding three-point range that they have, anything can happen in a 5-minute ball game.
This is our third overtime game here at the Hound Pound that we have broadcast for the Assumption men's team. Brian Moore will jump it up against Reddix.
Our advertisers get their money's worth.
They certainly do. Laflemme has it 2-on-1. Laflemme going to the hole, looking for help, gets it to Reddick. Reddick won't get it to go. Rebound underneath, won't go. Laflemme with a rebound, lost it. And now Klimkowski has it, and he'll settle things down. It was like a scrum underneath. Reddick on Moore. Nice move by Lamar.
Bentley has really come out in the overtime very, very aggressive on the offensive board. They have 4 great opportunities before Reddick finally took Moore one-on-one for that basket.
2-point lead for the Falcons, 83-81. Down low they go to Moore. Moore backing in on Reddix. Won't get it to go. Rebound Laflemme. Laflemme throws a shoulder into Carney, and that brings the crowd up.
Moore made the good move there, but he didn't quite have himself under control.
Klimkowski. Mastropolo. Interestingly enough, Jamie Baker is getting a rest to start the overtime period here. Mastropolo misses, rebound by Cooper.
Klimkowski might have got away with a travel there, but Mastropolo missed the three-point opportunity anyway.
Skip pass by Mancini to Carney. Carney buries it.
Casey Carney, nice penetrating move with the left-hand dribble into the lane. Takes the 14-footer. We have a tie. What else is new?
Durgan with the basketball now. And Mastropolo now guarded by Mancini. Bentley will enjoy the basketball. Klimkowski. They're going to let the shot clock run down a bit here. Carney almost picked it off, goes into the crowd. Terrific effort by Casey Carney.
Good anticipation on the part of Carney. Not only physical effort, but mental effort, anticipating that particular pass.
So 11 seconds on the shot clock. Klimkowski will inbounds for the Falcons. We're tied at 83. This is Baker. Baker gets it to go.
One-on-one, he's very tough.
Now Niedzwiecki for Carney. Carney has been shooting well in this contest. Moore wants the ball on Reddix. He gets it. Moore to the hoop. Moore strong. Moore gets the roll.
Moore makes the real nice move with the left hand. Ties the ball game. He and Reddick are going at each other fairly good right now.
And Jay Lawson calling Jamie Baker out to get the ball. He does. Reddick setting a pick on the left if Baker wants it.
High pick and roll. Baker and Reddick against Moore and Niedzwiecki. They defended it very well.
Klimkowski caught, gets it. They swing it around quickly to Van Dam. Won't go. And Niedzwiecki picks it up. So the Hounds can take the first lead, their first lead of the overtime period. Moore wants it again. Niedzwiecki trying to throw for Mancini. Brad tracking it down. Mancini pulling up, and Mancini gets it to go.
Soft, left-handed southpaw swisher, around and in.
And Bentley will call for a timeout. They trail by 2, 1:50 remaining in overtime. And the stats very even through regulation. We'll get into those when we come back.
Hi, I'm Lionel Lamoureux. It's hard to believe that we have been in business for a little over 20 years. During those years, Lamoureux Ford has built a reputation of providing our customers a different car shopping experience. No pressure and no gimmicks. From our showroom to our parts department to our award-winning service department, we believe in complete customer satisfaction. Our only goal is to satisfy the customer. For a totally different car shopping experience, take advantage of our experience. Lamoureux Ford, Route 9, East Brookfield, where friends send their friends.
We're back, and we'll take a second look at Brad Mancini's turnaround.
We have the shot clock working a little bit against the Greyhounds here, but Mancini has a good penetrating move into the blue. Gets the triple bounce and the deuce and gives the Greyhounds a 2-point lead, 87-85.
Mentioned some of the stats for regulation field goal percentage. Bentley shot 47% and the Hounds 44%. And free throw percentage was almost even as well.
You can be sure with this possession now that Bentley's going to look first for Baker, second for Riddicks. But you still can't fall asleep on Klimkowski or Van Dam because they can make that three-pointer.
Last time down, they had Van Dam in the corner for 3, and it didn't go. Turnovers, 17-16. The Hounds one more than the Falcons.
It's been a fairly artistically played ball game. Been a basketball game. Hasn't been a rugby scrum.
And here's Baker for 3. Turnaround won't go. They bang underneath for the board. Everyone gets a handle on it. Klimkowski comes down with it, and 3 Hounds actually battled each other. And LaFlemme hits. 3 Assumption players all went up together for the ball and kind of each knocked each other off of it.
Actually, great hustle, just unfortunate bounce.
87 all. 1:14 remaining. Mancini down low to Moore. Moore to Mancini. Mancini in the lane won't go. Rebound Cooper. Drew Cooper with the offensive board and the putback.
Nose for the ball. Need a stop here.
And it is plays like that that separate the good from the great. Under a minute to go in overtime and coming up with a clutch offensive rebound and putting it back.
Nice move. Mancini has the good look at the 12-footer. Cooper on the weak side. Good job on the offensive board. Followed by Baker's good one-on-one move. Through the foul.
Baker getting the friendly roll.
Chance here to tie the ball game again. At least a 2-possession ball game.
And he does. Jamie Baker with some very clutch free throw shooting. We're all knotted up at 89. 50 seconds remaining. Casey Carney down low. Carney won't get it to go. Rebound LaFlemme.
Nice cut by Carney. Good look by Cooper. Casey wasn't able to bank it in off the glass. Slight difference between the shot clock and the game clock here now.
Riddicks, Klimkowski out to Riddicks. Riddicks pump fakes. Now gets caught baseline. And he gets called for the charge. Brian Moore takes the charge. Lamar Riddicks.
Player control foul, though. No foul shots.
And that is 4 on Lamar Riddicks, but Brian Moore will go to the line.
I don't think so. I think player possession. I think it's Assumption possession, but no foul shots.
We'll step aside. There are 16 seconds remaining. We're all knotted up at 89.
There's some stories I'd love to spend more time on and some people I'd love to spend more time with. The best part for me about being a reporter is knowing that I've affected people's lives. I would say the worst part is probably not being able to do enough for some of the kids I see. A lot of our stories take time to put together from beginning to end, and it always amazes me to look at the final product. We can be at an event at 8 o'clock at night and have them on the air at 10 o'clock. Knowing that I've made at least one person smile is enough for me.
We're back, everyone. We'll take a second look at the last play. Brian Moore stepping in and taking the charge.
Reddick again with his tank move. It's been effective, but there is no question that Brian got his foot on the baseline, was in perfect position, and drew the charge.
And as you adroitly pointed out, it is just a possession foul. So Assumption will have the ball with 16 seconds remaining. They can hold for the final shot.
Bentley extending its pressure, will probably double team the ball.
This is the situation as Mancini gets caught holding the ball up. That's not what you want to have happen. 6 seconds remaining. Mancini won't go. Mancini again, and it goes! It goes at the buzzer. Brad Mancini on the follow. It goes, and now he's being mobbed on the court. Wow. Who says you don't get a second shot? Brad Mancini, as time expired.
If at first you don't succeed with the 15-footer, chase it and throw in the 10-footer as time goes off the clock. Brad Mancini, hero for the Hound.
The fortuitous bounce coming off the back of the iron right back to Mancini, and he is able to hit it as time expires. So Assumption wins at 91-89. We'll be back to put a final wrap-up on things right after this.
Here's the lineup for your Team 5 Ford dealers. The best place to buy your next Ford car or truck. From Worcester County, Lionel Lamoureux, Lamoureux Ford. From Metro West, David Avances, Acton Ford. From Essex County, Ann Regan, Regan Ford. From Greater Boston, Fraser Lendley, Century Ford. And from the South Shore, Ken Fosdick, Shiretown Ford. Visit the Team 5 Ford dealer nearest you today, because in Eastern Massachusetts,
we've got you covered!
My life has changed forever.
Will I never have to worry?
Will I have the freedom to do, to go, to be whatever I want?
Will I ever be a size 10?
What do we expect from our HMO? The perfect life? All we really want is a promise to let our doctor do her job. And if anyone in our family gets sick, make sure we can go to the best doctors and hospitals. Nobody delivers on that promise like Fallon, with benefits that redefine healthcare. Then there's Fallon's Peace of Mind program. It lets you self-refer to some of the world's most famous hospitals and specialists. No gatekeepers.
Will my smile like the sky?
Will I be around to see my great-grandchildren?
Ask your employer about all the benefits only Fallon offers. Or call Fallon.
Assumption Greyhound basketball on WGMC TV3 is brought to you by Fallon Healthcare System and Lamoureux Ford in East Brookfield.
Tonight's flagship bank player of the game is Drew Cooper. A donation of $100 will be made to the Assumption College General Scholarship Fund in his name.
Player of the game, Drew Cooper, but our hero right here, Brad Mancini, is going to miss the first opportunity. You can see the clock clicking down. He lets it go with 1 second. Ball hits net. Clock hits 0. Serge DeBarry would say that was perfect clock management.
And soon after, Mancini hits the ground as he's toppled by all his teammates. Well, I'll tell you what, we have not wanted for excitement in any of the games we've done here. Our third overtime contest, and also very meaningful games. Both the clubs coming in 6-5 in the league, and you know, neither can really afford to give an inch. And Assumption did what they had to do, and that's win at home.
Big factor in the league play, obviously, is the home court advantage, and it was there tonight for the Greyhounds, but it breaks them out of that 6-5 tie, if you will, with Bentley, Merrimack, and Pace. Have to see what happened at the other ball games today, but the Greyhounds are back in the hunt, we'll say.
Exactly. So certainly check your pacemaker at the door if you're coming to any of the Assumption Greyhound games, but they win it in overtime, our final 91-89. And just a reminder, next Saturday we will have a doubleheader of Holy Cross action. The men's and women's teams taking on the Leopards of Lafayette. Our coverage comes to you live at 1 o'clock and 3:30 p.m. For Joe O'Brien and everyone at WGMC TV3, I'm Kevin Shea saying thanks for watching, everyone, and so long.